Good morning, I'm Kofi Mensah, and this is Chale News for Sunday, July 6th. We have a lot to get through today. Another flood alert is up for Greater Accra this morning, less than a week after 34 people lost their lives. Ghana's biggest corruption trial is wobbling in court, and the Black Stars are without a coach. Let's get into it. Start here, and please pay attention. The Ministry of the Interior has issued an emergency flood alert for Greater Accra this morning. GMET is forecasting moderate rain between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. This is fewer than 7 days since the June 29th floods killed 34 people and displaced nearly 90,000 Ghanaians. No evacuation measures have been announced. Avoid flooded roads. Stay home if you can. On the accountability side of that same disaster, broadcaster and lawyer Samson Ladi Anyanini isn't mincing words. He says city authorities have blood on their hands. His argument, the laws to prevent this already existed. They just weren't enforced. He also called out partisan loyalists who keep shielding politicians from consequences. Hard to argue with that. Meanwhile, ECOWAS chair and Sierra Leone President Julius Maada Bio flew to Accra on Friday to personally stand with President Mahama over the floods. The two also held talks ahead of an upcoming ECOWAS summit in Freetown. Regional solidarity, noted. Now this one stings. Uganda has airlifted 424 of its citizens out of South Africa. 3 coordinated groups, President Museveni personally ordering the mobilization. Ghana, which has far more nationals in the country amid the ongoing xenophobia crisis, has done what exactly? Diplomatic engagement. No evacuation. Full breakdown on Chale.news. In court, the Aduboahene national security corruption trial took a remarkable turn. The prosecution's lead EOCO investigator, their final witness, admitted under cross-examination that he has no training or experience in national security financing. The very subject at the heart of the case, he also couldn't define black budget or cover company. Cross-examination resumes Monday. Al-Qaeda's West African branch JNIM launched coordinated strikes on at least 7 Malian military positions on Saturday, from deep in the Saharan north to just south of Bamako. One base hit was hosting Russian fighters. This is Sahel instability at a new intensity, and Ghana's northern border is not as far from all this as we'd like to think. On the money side, the Bank of Ghana pumped $2 billion into the forex market in June, which helped the cedi post its first monthly gain of the year. But commercial banks were demanding $3.42 billion, nearly double. The gap tells you everything about the pressure still sitting on the cedi. The government keeps saying the economy is recovering. Fine. But job adverts fell 16.8% year-on-year in April, down to just 2,818 vacancies nationally. The fiscal numbers may be improving. The job market is not. Let that sink in. Ghana now has a centralized financial cybersecurity center, FICSOC. Good. But the Bank of Ghana's fintech head says it cannot stop a fraudster who simply calls you and asks for your PIN. Over 16,000 fraud cases in 2024. 99 million Ghanaian cedis at risk. The weakest link is us. Don't share your PIN, ever, with anyone. Education Minister Haruna Idrisu told Parliament this week that students are selling marijuana on school compounds, beating teacher invigilators, and tearing out CCTV cameras. He says current punishment rules aren't cutting it and is convening a national discipline conference in Sunyani before end of July. Something clearly has to change. Carlos Queiroz has resigned as Black Stars coach following Ghana's round of 32 World Cup exit to Colombia. He was appointed weeks before the tournament, barely had time to settle. The GFA now needs a new coach before AFCON qualifying starts in September. The clock is ticking. Better news from the women's camp. Coach Kim Lars Björkegren has named a 25-player squad for WAFCON 2026 in Morocco. Captain Portia Boki leads the group. The Black Queens open Group D against Cape Verde on July 29th. Let's go. FIFA has quietly overturned USA striker Folarin Balogun's red card suspension. No official explanation given. It's only the second time in 189 World Cup red cards this has happened. Reports are circulating that a Trump phone call to FIFA may be behind it. If true, that's not just a football story. Full story on Chale.news. A court in Somalia has sentenced a 36-year-old HIV-positive Pragya rider to 20 years in prison for defiling a 12-year-old girl who subsequently contracted HIV. She is now 14 and living with the virus. A second suspect is still at large. 20 years was the right call. Find him. Finally! Actress Nadia Buhari is warning fans after discovering impersonators had already claimed every variation of her name on WhatsApp's new username feature before she could. No celebrity verification exists on the platform. If someone contacts you as Nadia Buhari on WhatsApp, be very cautious. That's your Sunday morning digest, Chale. Stay dry out there today and stay informed. Everything we covered is at Chale.news. See you back here soon.